been through a lot, but pain is a very good teacher. It makes me feel alive. Can anyone give him a six-pack?
Andy Elliott, founder of the Elliot Group, is a sales powerhouse who turned personal challenges into a $150 million success story. With high-energy coaching, he's trained over 500,000 professionals, redefining leadership and empowering teams to dominate in sales and life.
I love what I do. If you're a fighter, I'm sure you'd never get tired of fighting. I love helping people. It fills my heart. If there was no fulfillment and it was just money, I'd get tired, because it would be a job. Every man, when he loses that chip on his shoulder, he's finished. And men are made to build. We're made to work. I feel like when you raise your hand, God's gonna say, you're going to need to become a great leader. I cannot put you in charge of anyone else if you cannot lead yourself and then lead your family. If you literally saved my life, I was going to kill myself.
Andy Elliott, what's up, my brother? How are you?
In Dubai.
In Dubai, in the flesh.
I love it.
Welcome to Dubai. Dubai's really embraced you, by the way.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. When we moved to Scottsdale, Arizona, I was like, all right, we're gonna die here. And then, we love our life. Our life is perfect. And then we traveled over here, and then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I think we need to open a headquarters here now.
Yeah, no, I think you do.
Yeah, we are.
You are.
My wife already said it last night. She's like, we're gonna buy a place here. We're gonna set up a headquarters. It's a beautiful place. It feels good. I'm a feel person. When I wear clothes, I gotta feel them.
Yeah.
It just can't look good. It's gotta feel good.
Yeah.
This feels good.
Yeah. This is, by the way, put this on the side here. It'll be easier for you, and then you put your arm on it,
okay,
just like
cool.
that.
I like that.
Yeah. What car do you drive in America?
Dude, I got a big square jacked up G-Wagon Brabus.
Oh, beautiful.
And then I got a big jacked up Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah.
It's a truck. It looks like a big monster Black Ops.
Yeah.
The no top on it. I mean, that's like how I roll. Most of the time I don't have a shirt on. I'm running around. So I like the sun.
Yeah.
But Jackie, she's got Lambos, Ferraris. She's a sports car girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm more like, I run over curbs and stuff, so I drive the bigger stuff.
Yeah, So it's nice.
Yeah.
You get the whole collection.
Yeah. We got about 9 cars, but we, I like the big jacked up stuff. Jackie likes low profile sport cars.
Yeah. Listen, you're here, you did a seminar conference, what do you call it?
Yeah, just an event, basically.
Training session, really?
Yeah, so face-to-face training. People see us on social media, and you don't ever know what to think with someone. When, you may agree, I like that, but then when you meet them in person, you can actually feel their heart.
Yeah.
And so I feel like the events have really helped us grow our business, just because once someone comes to one, they're like, oh, we're family now. You're like, I like this guy. You meet someone you really know for sure. It's like a dating app. You're like, oh, she looks hot, or she looks cool. Oh, her description looks good. And then you meet them, and you're like, oh, dude, I want to get out of here. Or you're like, wow, man, this is amazing. So an event allows us to perform our best. And really, people walk into these events, and they leave differently. And so an event can do more than what a video can do, or social media.
Yeah, of course. 80% of communication is non-verbal.
Yeah.
It's actually more, so I think it's 93, because you got 50% body language, 20-something%, I read it in a book. Tonality, that's right, and 7% actual words.
Yeah, and as crazy as that sounds, your words and your wordplay are super important, but what people feel, the tonality, what they see, and by the way, eyes are very important, right? If you see something, if Jesus walked in right now, you'd be like, oh my God, he's real. There's no question. I just want to give an example, but you may believe that he's real, but if you haven't seen him, and I think people believe that this message is real, but when people can see it, they're like, okay, wait, that guy's a real deal.
Yeah.
That's really a mentor I want to have in my life.
Yeah.
And so the live events, to me, they're super important. Our digital real estate reaches hundreds of millions of people, but getting 500 to 1,000 people in a room and pouring your heart into them, people they transform so fast with those events.
And you stayed back, you hustled, you stayed back, you spoke to everyone was kind of taking up your time. And I remember one guy pulled you to the side, he had you for 20 minutes, and he's like, a therapy session almost.
Dude, I always, listen, when I started my journey, and this is super important because this is why I stay back and I can't seem to pull myself out of it. But I went to this event and this guy was looking up to this, it was 2019. I was just starting my business and I was going to an event to learn. And this guy was next to me and he was like, dude, I'm gonna get an autograph from this guy. I've been waiting for like 5 years. This is my mentor. I've spent, $500,000 with this company. Like, I just want to get his signature when he gets out. And I remember the guy was walking off stage and he was walking by and he was like, hey, it's me. He's like, I just want to get a signature. And the guy was like, no. And I remember the look on that guy's face. He believed in this guy 5 years, spent a lot of money with him, and all he wanted was a signature, man. And the guy was like, no. And I just remembered, I could see the disappointment. Yeah. And like, they always say, be careful to meet your heroes because like you might be let down. And I see people, and when they want to reach out for help, it's like, I don't want to be the guy to say no. My heart's I just don't want to say no. I saw the way that guy looked and I just never forget it. And so now I just feel obligated to like, if number one, I prayed that God would use me as like a mentor to help people. And now what I prayed for, I'm getting. And so I can't be too good for it, so it's just, anyways, I know I can't do it with everybody, but I try to do it as much as I can. I just don't want to let anyone down.
Do you get tired? Because it's back to back.
Not really, man. I love what I do. I really do. I love what I do. Like, so like if you're a fighter, like I'm sure you'd never get tired of fighting.
Yeah.
People are like, aren't you tired of fighting? It's like, no, man, like I just love it. I love helping people. It fills my heart.
Yeah.
So I think that's the deal. Like if there was no fulfillment and it was just money, then like,
you get tired real quick.
I'd get tired, because it would be a job.
Yeah.
But I love what I do. Like I really do. Like I love helping people. And honestly, I'm a product of self-development.
Yeah.
Like self-development changed my life. So now that I've spent, millions and I've gone through this process and I've transformed my own life and I know it's real, like now I want other people to feel what I feel.
Yeah. You're a very rare character. You're a very, like I podcast, right? I meet different characters all the time. We sit in the car for 2 hours, we chop it up. I know exactly what kind of that soul is, right?
Yeah.
I've met someone like you.
That's awesome, thank you.
I don't feel like you feel pain.
No, I've been through a lot, but pain teaches. Pain is a very good teacher, and it to me, it makes me better. It like, matter of fact, it makes me feel alive, right?
Yeah.
Like, to be happy makes you feel alive.
Yeah.
But also to feel pain makes you feel alive. Like, I'm cool to cry. I'm cool to feel pain. I'm cool to be happy. If I'm feeling something, I'm alive. And I've just learned that, like, I don't take any substances. Like, I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I used to when I was younger. But I don't do those things anymore. And I feel like a lot of people try to curb pain, right? But I want to feel it, man, because it's just molding me. It's helping me. So I like pain, man. Pain keeps me pretty stirred up. Pain keeps the chip on my shoulder. Every man, when he loses that chip on his shoulder, he's finished. You're just done.
You're right. It's like retirement.
Yeah, and I mean, your marriage goes to shit. And by the way, like, men are made to build. We're made to work.
Yeah.
And so when we're not doing that, even though it feels like we're happy, we're really depressed.
Yeah.
Because we're just built for it.
Men are made to conquer every day. You need to leave the house and have a win. You need to go kill that lion, kill that steak,
hunt.
whatever. Hunt.
Yeah.
But if we're not doing anything, then we turn to women.
Yeah, we're losers.
Yeah.
And, and a lot of people, that's the reason why they don't know how to get out of that.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that I preach like the gym so much.
Yeah.
Is that like, it's not even, like, I like to look good, but like keeping that damn mental edge is like, to me, the most important thing in my life. And it's been the thing that's got me the furthest. And so like, I'm just afraid to lose it, dude. I like it. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, if you want to become a savage, it's gonna take a couple of years. It's constantly grinding all weaknesses out of your life. So when you finally become who you want to become and you're always getting better, I don't want to go backwards. I don't want to change back. And I just feel like that the devil like knows that if I lose my edge, I'm out. And like he wants me to lose my edge. And I think that's why I think pain keeps me stirred up. And I think keeping my edge is like, you know, the most important thing in my life. And that's why I got to continue to keep self-developing. I got to be around good people. You know, I got to keep helping people so I can remind myself. So like in a sales meeting, and by the way, like I'm going to shift real quick, but sales, I have a sales meeting every morning with my team. I mean, I have a coaching company that does $500,000 a day. I mean, it's a big coaching company. I don't tell them in the sales meeting how to close a deal. I share testimonies of the lives that we've changed because of what we do. Okay, so I want you to understand this. Most amateur leaders, amateur sales bosses, they will start out a meeting and say, hey guys, today when we get objections, I need to think about it. I got to talk to my wife. You know, I'm going to look for a cheaper estimate. You got these things, and this is how you overcome them. Dude, that's all junk. You want to get your team really doing some big numbers, get them to believe that what they're doing is real. And so how do you do it? You start out every sales meeting with sharing testimonies. Hey guys, I want to start out with John's customer today. John, your guy yesterday, he sent a message, he sent a video to you. Can you play that video for the room? Yeah, hey man, yesterday, honestly, I've got 2 beautiful daughters and my wife, and I didn't see any value. I was going to kill myself. And I sent a text message to the number because I was watching this video on YouTube, and I got on the phone with him, and then he changed my life, and now I'm not going to ever harm myself. I was stupid. I needed a coach in my life. I needed someone to remind me that I have a good life. I'm worth it. You know, just something little, but now I'm happy, and you know, thank you for saving my life. You literally saved my life. I was going to kill myself. Wow. When you hear that, you're like, man, when we take a phone call, like we're not like selling a product. Like we don't ever know what someone's going through. So we got to show up our best. We got to make sure that we're the real deal. We're really living the way that we're telling these people they should live, so that we're products of our product. You know? If you worked for a company and you didn't believe in their product, could you stay there? No. Could you sell if you didn't believe? No, but there's a second thing. A guy asked me last night, he said, if you could make $100,000 doing what you love, or $1 million and do something you don't love, what would you do? Well, I said, well, I would work for the $1 million a year, and I would save every dollar I made for the next year or two. And then after work, I would do what I love, and I would start doing that as also and make $100,000 there. And I would double down for the next 2 years. And then in 2 years, my company I love would be rolling. And the guy asked a question, he goes, but wouldn't you be exhausted? And I said, dude, people that change the world and that build big businesses are exhausted. The founders of Dubai are exhausted. They're not rested. That's how they built it. They built this shit exhausted. Winners live exhausted, especially during the build. So like, you're not going to be rested in build. You're going to be exhausted in build, but you know what you want. You got to become clear what you want, and then you got to attack it viciously. But you work for Nissan. They're shit cars. They break down all the time. I wouldn't sell them. You'd have to quit. So if you don't believe in it, you got to quit. Yeah. Well, number one, if you know that your product isn't good, then you know you're just a piece of shit if you're selling it. Because that's what a lot of people are doing. A lot of people are stuck selling things that they don't believe in. Yeah, you need to get out of that. Because honestly, at the end of the day, all it's showing you is that you don't stand for anything. Yeah, and so you're going to fall for everything. Yeah, you don't stand for anything, and you're making decisions based off money. Yeah. You know, so that's why I was like, hey, if your product is good, but it's not really the greatest thing that you wanted to do, then like do what I just said. But if you're selling something that you wouldn't buy yourself, get out. Get out. Yeah, because you're never gonna. Well, number one, you're never gonna do well, and then at the end of the day, you're selling your soul for money. Yeah, it's not worth it. Yeah. Who built you? I want to know who built you. I mean, you got a beautiful family. Mm-hmm. You got like Jackie, obviously. You guys got a great marriage, beautiful kids. We talked about it before.
but I feel like you would have had to learn some things before you met Jackie. Like, did you have a heartbreak before Jackie, like a real bad one, that you had to go down to the gutters and rebuild yourself?
Yeah, I mean, when I was 18 years old and I started making money, I learned from sharks, hustlers, salespeople. And by the way, you know what's crazy is that when I was young, remember, I was saying I have 5 brothers and sisters, so there was never any money for lunch.
Yeah.
And I don't understand how, like, these kids are like, they got lunch tickets, they eat food. I didn't have a lunch ticket and there was no money, so I didn't eat lunch. I'm not really sure where things went wrong, but for years of going to school, I never ate lunch unless I bum money. So like, hey, can I borrow a quarter? Hey, can I borrow 10 cents? Hey, can I do this? I was always like hustling, trying to figure out how to get some change to get lunch. Then to get, oh dude. And then when I was 16, I did telemarketing sales, right? Like complete carpet cleaning. I worked for a carpet cleaning company. And we got paid by calling out of the phone book, right? And I'd be like, hey, this is Andy at Complete Carpet Cleaning. And you'd answer, hey, hello, hey, what's going on? This is Andy at Complete Carpet Cleaning. I just want to see if we could give you a free, F-R-E-E, a free estimate on your carpet, air duct, or upholstery. I was like 16 years old. And they would be like, oh, no, I'm not interested. And I'm like, it's free. It's free. And if I could just get someone to say, oh, okay, give me a quote. And I was like, give me 1 second. We would get paid $1 for every time that we could get someone to say they were interested, and then a closer would come over. And then he would be like, hey, what's going on? And, would it be the carpet, air duct, upholstery? What would you like a quote on? And then the closer would do his job and try to close the sale. And so I was really good at setting, and then I would listen to these closers, and they got paid $10 every time they could do a close. And so I was like, I want to make 10, not 1. Yeah. And then so I learned to close, and then I got the 1 and the 10 because I would set, and then I would close. Yeah. And I was 16, and so from 16 to 18 I did that. I didn't make a lot of money, but I got really good at communicating and learning how to have a conversation and push through with someone on the phone. And then I got in automotive sales at 18, and I just learned from the greatest, and I used to watch everybody, and I wanted to know how everyone could close everyone, how they would talk, how they would write stuff down, what did they write down. When people would close a deal, I would go back and look at the piece of paper, and I would think, like, I heard what they said, but also I'd watch what they wrote. And I would just see the pictures that they'd be painting to the clients. And I would emulate those things, like model proven practices that the best did. Yeah. And my goal is like, I'm going to be better than that guy now. Yeah. And so I learned a lot of sales skill, but not did I learn to be a good human being, honestly, till I met Jackie. When I met Jackie, my intentions changed. I only cared about making money, man.
Who would you be if you never met Jackie?
I'd be a piece of shit.
No way.
Yeah.
Tell me that guy.
Well, I would just be trying to make money. I mean, honestly, I run into a lot of people.
Like getting drunk on weekends.
I partied every night. I chased girls nonstop. I had 20 girlfriends when I met Jackie. And, by the way, I was just look, again, if you don't have a good leader, if you don't have a good leader in your life and someone to show you an example of what doing it right looks like, how do you know that you're doing it wrong? You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude, I was a loser. I never made any money. Now I have, nice cars, nice house. I can buy what I want. I'm buying all my friends dinner and food, and I don't know, man. I'm just living a shit life, but I don't know it's shit. And then I meet Jackie, and then she's like, everyone's using you for money. And I'm like, no, they're not. These are my friends. And she's like, all right, don't buy the bar tab tonight. Let's see what happens. And at the end of the night, like nobody hung out with me again because I didn't buy the bar tab. Even my family, I took them to dinner. There was like 20 of them. I take them to dinner every week. And they would all call, hey, we're going to dinner Friday night. We're going to dinner Friday night. And I'd let them all eat the nicest steaks, whatever they wanted, and all this stuff. And, it'd be like a $2,500, $3,000 bill every Friday night. And Jackie's like, don't pay the bill tonight. Let them all pay for themselves. And I just want to see how they act. And I didn't pay for their bill.
And this is family.
It's family. It's kind of awkward. No one even said bye to me.
No way.
They just left. And Jackie's like, I don't want to hurt you. I'm not trying to cause a problem, but I want you to be aware that like no one's with you.
Yeah.
And Jackie was with me, and we built real friends. We built a real life, and I just never knew anything. So Jackie was just her intuition was good, and I wanted to believe what I wanted to believe, and Jackie's intuition was like, you're getting taken advantage of by everybody. And honestly, dude, I was working in a job making X money, and Jackie was like, you're capable of making more. I think you should switch. And I was so scared. I was like, I can't switch. This is my life. And she's like, Andy, you got to take risks. You got to make bold moves. You got to understand. And I made a switch, and I ended up making 3 times more money right when I switched. She was just always right.
Yeah. You just can't find Jackies. Like
She's ballsy.
They're not like I'm a single lad. I'm on the market.
Yeah.
You don't find. You know what I find? I find girls that are like, what's the maximum I can take from this guy in the shortest amount of time?
Yes. And Jackie, here's the cool. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you what I found with Jackie that I never found with anyone else, and this is what you need too. Jackie was independent. Jackie wasn't looking for a man to take care of her. Jackie was like, I don't need you to take care of me. I know how to take care of myself. I believe together we could be really cool and powerful, but like, I don't need you to take care of me. I don't need you to buy me stuff. I don't need that. I'm not these other girls that, like, most girls get with the guy because they want the guy to take care of them. Jackie is like, I don't need you to take care of me. I don't, she was independent. And by the way, so that was 2 things. Number 1, it was scary because I knew she didn't need me. So like, I had to kick ass because I knew like the other girls in the past, like if they like acted out, I'd be like, I'm going to cut you off. And then they'd be like, no, please. Jackie don't care. She goes, you don't need that.
She'll walk away.
Yeah, she'll walk away. And that's scary.
Yeah.
It's scary to be with somebody that will walk away if you're not like giving your best.
Yeah.
And by the way, like in return, she also gave me her best. And Jackie was like, look, I'm going to give you my life. So like, I think it's only fair that like, like what I give you, you give me back.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to change, if you don't want to. But if you want to and I'm worth it, then like, let's do it.
You said something really interesting last night. You know how the notion that everybody always says, you take care of me and I'll take care of you. That's the wrong way. It's I'll take care of me for you, you take care of you for me.
Yep, and that right there is because when most people, like when a girl gets with a guy, she stops taking care of herself and she finds her identity in her man. And then when her man's having a bad day and he's struggling, instead of having a badass woman next to him to remind him who he is, she's lost also. Dude, Jackie like knows who she is. And so like when I'm lost, she's like, hey, we don't act that way. We don't talk that way. We don't say we can't. We don't say that's hard. We don't say shit like that. Okay, because she's aware of what she stands for, and so she can help me when I'm struggling. Also, vice versa, I don't get lost. Like when she's lost, I'm strong, and I'm like, babe, come here. I'm like, come here. I can tell you're struggling. Come here, I got you. And it's like I build her back up. So like Jackie motivates me by staying true to her identity. I motivate her, and one of us are always struggling just a little bit, and the other one's pulling the other one up. And so like that's why it's super important that we both take care of ourselves really good so that we can take really good care of each other. I need Jackie to have security in her, who she is as a woman. And I need to have security in me as who I am as a man. And then because of that security, I'm really good at leading her now, and she's good at leading me, and we're a power couple now. But if she forgets who she is, and let's say I'm a savage right now, but then I go through some shit, I'm struggling, I don't know, people go through problems. Well, she's gonna sink with me, and she's not there to save me. And I need her strong. I need her to know reality is one day I'm gonna have a bad day, and I need her ready.
Has that ever happened when you're both down?
Yeah, but we're really good about getting our ass kicked together.
Yeah.
And just laughing about it.
Yeah.
Like, dude, listen, we've learned every time that we're on the verge of a breakthrough, we get our ass kicked. Like breakthroughs don't happen, and this is a misconception. Like people think that a breakthrough is like everything's going really good and then it goes bam and then you make a lot of money. No, breakthroughs generally work like this. Everything's going good and you work hard, and then something really bad happens. And it's devastating. But it teaches you so many lessons in this thing that then you go boom and you break through. Because there were some weak links that had to break for you to know that there was a problem. And then we grow. We grow every time. Every time we crash, we grow.
How much do you credit everything you have in your life to God?
Well, because honestly, I think I should be dead about like 9 million times by now. I should be dead. I always, me and Jackie one night were writing down all the times that I probably should have died, and it was just like pages. And I was like, why am I still alive? Why? I mean, how? And I just think that, he just keeps getting me through it.
Yeah. And
like, I mean, I know a lot of people that didn't make it, that are dead now. Why me? Why not them? I don't know. I think he's just pulling me along, man. And
well, he's got a plan for you.
Yeah, he's got a plan. And listen, dude, you know, like, again, you have to make the choices to back his plan, because God will, like, he can't do it for you. He's going to give you 2 roads and you got to pick it. And he gives you that road to make the right choices. And I just feel like I'm just trying to make the right choices. And even when I make a bad one, right? It's like, how do I still have peace? It's because grace. Like, dude, like, he's so good, man. So, like, anyways, I'm not a real religious person.
But how do you know it's a bad one? It could have been the right one. You were supposed to make that bad decision.
Yes. Well, when you make a bad decision, it just shows you how to make better decisions after the bad one, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, like, sometimes making a bad decision puts you on a road for a better, you know, a life, you know, like you had to go that road. Yeah. But again, that's all him, man. Like, he sees this thing. Dude, I tell people all the time, I'm like, as long as you don't quit, you'll win.
Yeah.
No matter how bad you're getting your ass kicked right now,
yeah,
you'll win. But I think that's the reason why you got to get around good people. I think a lot of people use God's name a lot, you know, but they don't really have a relationship with him. I'm such a sinner. I'm so broken, but like, I'm like still giving him control each day. Dude, before I do an event, I'm like, God, like, whatever I need to say, whatever you got to say, like, use my talents to
do it.
Yeah.
It's funny, I did a podcast with Michael Jackson's bodyguard for 12 years, and he said, Mike, what was that when he comes off stage? He goes, I don't know, something from the top just comes and controls me, and this is it. Yeah. So he believed that this is God that just controls him when he's on stage, because when he's off stage, he's very shy, very introverted.
That's how I am too.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, it's like a football game.
Yeah.
It's like the clock starts, all right, kill the other guys in the wrong color jerseys, right? But when my deal is, when that thing goes, it's like, okay, there's someone on the other side of this camera that my job is to change their life now. Or there's someone out here right now that like is struggling and hurting, and they're going to be great just like I used to be lost, and I'm going to pull them out. And, you know, it's like he just guides us what to say. I feel like he allows us also to find the eyes in the room to connect with. Because I always have people walk up to me and they're like, dude, when you said that, you were looking right at me. Have you ever been in a church and the preacher's saying something, he's looking right at you?
Yeah.
And you're like...
Yeah. Did you notice you kept looking at me?
Yeah.
Were you doing that on purpose?
I don't know.
You kept looking at me, and I'm like, I'm not... And then if the guy sitting next to me kept looking at me going like, I could feel he was thinking, do you know him?
It's the way it goes. I don't know, man. God's good. He knows what he knows how we're made for communion.
He knows who needs to hear it.
Yeah, but we're all made for communion though.
Yeah.
Like, he's connecting all of us, you know, and that's how he does it. But dude, I'm telling you, man, life is so good. My number one thing is I always wanted to be somebody. And I don't say that like, I know it sounds kind of cliche, but like I always wanted to be somebody. I always wanted to matter. You know, I didn't want to be rich. You know, I didn't want to have to worry about money, but like my goals were like, if you ask some people like, I just want to get rich.
Yeah.
Like I just wanted to be somebody. And until I started really focusing on becoming a leader to me, like then I felt like God was like, okay, because God's looking for leaders to put him in charge of people. And like, I never got to become who I wanted because I never became a good leader. And then when I became a good leader, like, then he started using me. And like, I don't know, like I'm just telling everybody, like, when you become a badass leader, and leadership very quickly is self-leadership number one. When you lead yourself, then you can lead others, but not before then.
Do you ever feel like you're going to fall out of grace with God and and the blessings are going to slow down? Do you ever fear that?
No, I feel like I'm pretty grounded in like what's happening here. This is his ministry. I am pretty rough-mouthed, right? Yeah. I speak to the broken. I chase the broken. You know, I'm a Christian. In the Bible it says, God left the 99 to chase the one lost. It said he didn't come for the righteous, he came for the sick. I'm like, I'm the sick chaser, right? Like if there's a guy who's in the room and rich and he's got his life together, I mean, I might give that guy an edge, but like, I don't feel like I was brought to that room for that guy. I was brought for the person, you know, that's fighting with their wife, struggling, having a bad day, not making a lot of money, you know, identity's broken. Like that's my guy, right? So, or girl, like that's who I'm chasing. So I really chase underdogs. Like that's the deal. And look, we built a 9-figure business. We built a big life. Really, honestly, as somebody that was never in the plan. I mean, but you know,
it's in God's plan.
Yeah, like, dude, like once you raise your hand and say, all right, and I feel like when you raise your hand, God's going to say, you're going to need to become a great leader. I cannot put you in charge of anyone else if you cannot lead yourself and then lead your family. If you can't do that, I can't give you all this. I just can't. I can't fill the storehouse if you can't do that. So when I always say, like, dude, I just started changing me as fast as I could. Every day I was changing me. Then my family started changing because I, as the leader of my home, was changing. Then it was like me, and then it was my family, and then, oh, dude, it was like we got on social media, and it's like, how does someone go viral? You know, every 9 months, a new person will go viral on social media. What's the odds of 4 billion social media accounts, 8 billion people in this world, somebody going viral, and we snapped and went viral? Yeah. It to me, leadership. Yeah. Leader. That's why I'm always like, dude, you gotta change. Yeah. You got people are like, I want a bigger life. I want to make more money. I'm like, change, and not just like change like your selling techniques, but change your body externally, internally. Change your mind, change the way you see life. You know, I was just telling the company I just got done training, I said, dude, some of you guys walk into here and you're like, you see everything that's wrong with this company. When you walk in, you see every problem. Some of you walk in here and you're like, I can't believe I get to be here. Yeah. Like, change the way you see. Yeah. You know?
You said you change every day. You're always changing.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Like, you go harder some days, you go slower some days. Break that down for me.
Well, so changing, becoming more grateful, changing, looking for the good in life, not the bad, changing, exercise. I make my workouts really hard. I make them harder as I go. Change, diet. I look at my body. It's very clear. You have eyes. If you feel like you're getting in better shape, then you're on the right trajectory. If you're not, or you're stuck, well, if you want to help other people get unstuck, you got to get yourself unstuck also. So you need to tighten down on your diet. I understand carbs. I understand like steak versus like chicken versus like white lean fish. If I'm trying to lean and I'm not, I'm going to kill off the red meat. I'm going to go to white lean fish, very high in protein. It's a calorie deficit, very low calorie food. It's going to shred me. I just have to be able to push through it for 6 weeks. It's like I'm thinking in my head, how can I keep getting better? My relationship, every night when my wife gets done brushing her teeth, is she coming to bed horny, hungry, ready for her husband and loving, or is she coming to bed tired because she's not attracted to me? Because, and I learned this with women, but especially like my wife, like when I'm really loving to her during the day, she's always very sexual at night because she feels loved. but I can't just treat her good at the end of the night. It has to be like an all day, I'm super loving to her.
Yeah.
You know, like she has to feel important, you know, during the day.
Going back to God, he made us not perfect. We're all sinful creatures. What's your favorite sin? Favorite sin? Because you seem so clean cut, disciplined. There's got to be something.
Man.
I mean, back in the day, drinking, drugs.
Yeah, but
now.
I didn't even like drinking and drugs. I just did that because I was dumb.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, like that wasn't fun. I mean, I think some of the fun is sinning, sex.
Yeah.
I mean, sex is,
But is that a sin if you're doing it with your wife?
No, but like lust could be.
Okay.
You know, like lusting over women. You know, that could be a sin. And that's a fun sin.
Yeah.
I mean, like, listen, anybody that says, oh my God, I can't believe, well, then you're not a man. It's like, come on, like, listen, dude, the truth is, you go ask any preacher, sin is fun. If you do sinning right, it is really fun.
Yeah.
It's not good for you.
Yeah.
It's just the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And so, like, nobody could disagree that sinning is fun, you know, like isn't fun. Like, everybody has their own little deal. But, you know, man.
Probably cussing.
I was going to say, to me, my biggest problem is probably my tongue.
Yeah.
When I get worked up, I tend to lash out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just a discipline problem, man.
Yeah. Okay.
It really is. I'm super disciplined in like all these areas, and like my tongue is a discipline issue.
Yeah.
So that's probably it.
But I mean, your tongue is also your blessing as well. So double-edged sword, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, some people, they're like, I can't listen to I love your message, but I can't listen to it because, you know, you'll cuss.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, but like, what about the guy that doesn't cuss, but his heart isn't really good? You have a problem with that guy? See, I don't know. Like, I'm just really raw, and I think that's the reason why we grew and why we're changing a lot of lives, is because I'm a person, I believe everybody needs a coach. I'm a person that if you're going to coach me, I want you to coach me hard. I need a tough coach. Like, I need one.
Yeah.
I need someone to be tough on me.
Yeah.
I don't need you to sugarcoat something.
That's how you thrive.
Tell me how it is.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Hey, you did that. That was wrong. You hurt those people. Don't do it again.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
And what'd you say
Very
yesterday?
clear.
Winners love criticism.
Yeah. Yeah, they own their shit. They look in the mirror and they're like, okay. Because listen, when you give away the power of owning something, when you give away the power of like blaming it on someone else, you can't change anything.
Yeah.
And, you know, so.
Well, we're at the boat now. We're about to go on the boat. This is just my life right now. Before we go, that piece of shit over there in the camera, he's fat, depressed, doesn't go to the gym. It's New Year's, right? New Year's is what, 6 weeks? And he's going to go and do this whole New Year's resolution thing. What advice do you have for him?
Well, I would tell you this. Number one, there's probably at some point in time in your life when someone said, you know, they don't believe in you, you're not going to make it, you're a loser. They said the same things to me, okay? You need to get pissed off. You need to draw a line in the sand and ask yourself, are they right? Are those people right about you and your life, or are they wrong? Because 2025 could be the year that you go and prove these people wrong. And you be the comeback kid. You get in the best shape of your life. By the way, you want to earn a lot of money? You'll never out-earn your own self-worth. If you don't take care of yourself, you're never going to have any value in yourself. I know it sounds corny, but dude, at the end of the day, if you don't think you're worth it, you're not going to be worth it. The world won't give it to you. So I just think that if 2025 was here, you know, in 6 months or 6 weeks away from, you know, by the way, forget the year. It's like, dude, if you died right now, would you die with regrets? Would you be proud of you or not proud of you? Well, if you're probably not proud of you, change it right now. And you know what I know? In the Bible, the Apostle Paul, which was a disciple that took the Bible really far, He was once Saul. He was the Christian killer. He was killing Christians. And then Jesus changed him, changed his eyes, the way he saw the world. And then he ended up being one of the greatest testimonies. So I was just going to say, like, if anybody is like wanting to, you know, be an example of what's possible for a human, which is what a leader is, you know, let's do that this year. And by the way, like, you have no idea what your life looks like on the other side of making that decision. Loving yourself, making more money, being a leader, morally doing the right thing, changing your family's bloodline, you know. And every wealthy person's family, there's eventually at one point in time which there was no wealthy person in that family. And, you know, and that was my family. And so, like, I decided I'm going to be the one, you know. And,
to change it.
Yeah, and I started out doing it by getting myself in shape.
Yeah.
And that gave me the
So that was the
new
key.
identity.
That was the key. Because you built up the confidence, and then you said, I could make money too. I could do this too. I could do that too.
Yeah, I just needed to see a new man in that mirror. And it was a year of hell. But you know what? It was the best year of my life, man. It really was. I'm so glad I did it. I didn't like me for a long time. I really didn't. I didn't like me. I didn't know I didn't like me. People that are lost usually don't know that they're lost. But now that I know what I know, because I have this life, I'm like, shit, dude, that's the best decision of my life. I just knew there was a lot of people that wanted to see me lose, and I just didn't want to lose no more. I was tired of losing. You know, I started being average, honestly, dude.
Deep.
Yeah, no one was gonna, if I died, no one was gonna remember my last name. And because I made that simple decision, I did not know what good consequences were gonna come from me changing my physical physique. But all of these things started to compound. And, you know, life's good.
Yeah.
Like, totally new life, new friends, you know, a new marriage. You know, I'm same wife. I just have a new marriage with her. I have a new relationship with her. I don't know, dude. I feel invincible, you know. And by the way, I think God needed me to get my shit together so that he could give me more responsibility, but I wasn't taking care of the most simple responsibility, which was my own life. You know, and God wants you to have it all. So, like, you got to take care of yourself, and then everything else is going to happen.
Appreciate you coming on the podcast.
You bet, brother.
Andy Elliott here.
We'll definitely do another one, a really long one, next time we're together.
I got heaps of
And run
questions.
deep.
I've got heaps of questions, especially from yesterday. I got questions about your family, your mum. But I want to know if you've reached out to your mum, but we'll leave it. Leave it for later. But I appreciate you coming on the pod.
Love you, bro.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. We'll do that again. Thank you, my
Here, I
brother.
have these in my
What do you
hand.
got in your hands?
I was going to take their liver cleansers. Every day I take milk thistle every morning.
Yeah, milk thistle. Yeah.
I just take it every morning. So I grabbed it and I was like, here we go. Look at that better.
My brother.
Here we go.
Thank you. Thank you, my brother.